Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm DeeDee. We are the hilarious outcome of opposing brains sharing a mutual desire to share knowledge and positive thinking about hemp and cannabis.
We are here to tear down the walls built by Big Pharma and other big companies that seek to keep the human race in fear and divided.
We are here to shatter the myths about hemp and cannabis and change the stigma of this amazing plant. Welcome to Hemp and Happiness with the Hemp Queen
And Emperor.
Podcast. Join us as we venture into this misunderstood and the unknown. Hey, happy hempsters. Thanks for joining us again for another fun-filled Hemp and Happiness podcast. We are at Matt's house, and he does have two cats that really like the attention, which I don't mind. They're so super cute. So if you see me reaching down, it's because there's a cat down there. But today's episode...
Or if you hear a meow, it's not me.
Yeah, it's definitely not him.
Crooning at the moon.
They might even get up there and say hi, like he did just now. Jinx, get down. Come here. Come here, buddy. Oh, you're going to grab him, Matt. And, you know, we're going to leave that and not cut that out because that's kind of cute that he was up there giving you all love. So he knew we were talking about him. Or she.
Trying to prove. Actually, it's a they. Trying to.
Probably is.
Trying to write the preamble of the Constitution on the keyboard.
Right. So, anywho, thanks for bearing with us and seeing how cute Jinx is. And today's episode is... You know, we were just set up at Gaslight this past weekend. I don't know when you'll see this, but a couple weeks ago, whatever.
Let's tell them what Gaslight is.
Oh, Gaslight is a huge festival that they have in J-Town, and I believe it was my 5th or 6th year of setting up there. So it's definitely one of my faves. I like to get out and meet the community and do and obviously, educate, and we have products available, but it just cracked me up, and I told Matt that I want to do a podcast on this because obviously it's not the first time I've heard it, but so many people walk by, well, I use the real stuff. Okay, our stuff isn't fake. Yeah, gee, what do you mean by the real stuff? I mean, Kentucky's still illegal the last time I checked, so when they're talking about the real stuff, they're obviously talking about marijuana. Mm-hmm. But CBD is real.
CBD is real, and Delta 9 THC from hemp plant is real.
And
Delta 8 is real.
And Delta 8 is real as well.
Real.
It is all real. It just cracks me up anytime someone's like, I want the real stuff, and I'm like,
you know what that reminds me of? And this is, I'm going to show my age here, but does High Times still exist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of you younger people out there, there's a magazine called High Times.
Mm-hmm. Still
exists. And it was second only to Playboy when I was a kid. And it was all, pictures of all this weed.
Well, you were missing out on Penthouse and
I didn't do the dirty stuff. I'm meat and potatoes. But anyway, moving along. There was always advertisements in the back of High Times for like legal weed and stuff like that. And not that I ever bought that, but when people did, it was like a mixture of like oregano and some bullshit herbs that like,
but that's real.
Oh yeah. No, the only thing that's not real, in my opinion, is the dangerous stuff like the synthetics.
Yeah, that we've definitely talked about, which is the scary stuff. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I mean, they're finding new cannabinoids every day. And once they find those and they're legitimate, then we may carry them. But until that happens, we don't carry the bullshit.
Yeah.
We only carry the quality stuff. So when people walk by and they're like, I want the real stuff, I'm like, we have the real stuff. We have gummies. You don't have to drive to Michigan or Illinois or any other legal state or even Colorado. Hemp and marijuana is the same plant. A lot of people are under this misconception that they're cousins, right? No, it's the same species. It's the same species. It's cannabis sativa L or L sativa, whatever.
Cannabis sativa L. You said it right the first time.
Yeah. And it's the same freaking plant, people. The only thing that's truly fake about it is the way our government split this plant. And they split it by splitting the cannabinoids. So they made marijuana anything over 0.3% THC. Anything under that is considered hemp. That's how we've managed to make it legal here. So you can get legal, federally and state legal Delta 9 THC gummies from the hemp plant at local stores, especially at ours.
Particularly ours.
Particularly, we got some new ones. I'm so excited about them, which I might talk about, but that's okay.
No, talk about
I
them.
mean, yeah, they're great. They're great. Blue raspberry.
Yeah. Well, and what I particularly liked personally is the blending of cannabinoids
Yes.
that we're now capable of, because now that and as increasingly so as more studies are done,
Right.
yeah, and published, we get a better understanding of how these individual cannabinoids respond to your body. We can isolate them easily and control how much, like any type of supplement, what the concentrations are, and how, and that thereby impacts how it affects you.
Right. Right.
And some of these mixtures are really cool.
Oh yeah, we've got our own line coming out, and it'll probably be out by the time you guys see this. But it's a THC and a THCV blend, so it's much more uplifting, less of the sleepiness that usually comes with the Delta 9 THC products.
And we have those at the store now.
We do,
Yeah.
we do, just a different brand. But and then we've also got the THC and CBN. And CBN is one of those cannabinoids that's been around forever because it is literally, like, to put it in layman's term, old THC. So it literally takes the sleepy qualities of THC and just exacerbates it. So you are really going to get a great night's sleep using the THC and the CBN formula. And they taste great too. But
Yeah.
those have been phenomenal. And they're pretty big gummies. I mean, in order to get those milligrams in those gummies, the gummy on that dry weight basis has to be pretty big. So
Got to work the math.
right, you kind of get exactly to be compliant, you got to be below that.
Yes.
But yeah, these are really good gummies. I've been quite impressed. We found a phenomenal gummy maker, and definitely no complaints. They've been really good. And we've even got another Delta 8 brand of flavor. We've got a peach flavor at a lower milligram. So people tend to like the little bit lower milligram on those. So I think those are going to be a big hit too.
Well,
But they're not fake, people. None of this stuff is fake. So it just cracks me up that people would think that CBD products are fake products.
right. And don't forget about the Ultra Spectrum.
Oh gosh, yeah, our Ultra Spectrum, the Maria brand, which is named after my niece. She's so cute. She just celebrated her 5-year birthday. Her birthday.
Oh, boy.
She's a cute little kid. I was just thinking at 5 years at the Gaslight, so that was where my head went. But anyway, she's
Paging Dr. Freud.
Shut up. But she's such a little doll, and she looks a little bit like me. And plus, one of her middle names is my middle name, so she might just be spoiled by her Aunt Dee. But those gummies, anyway, have, so they are, we call them Ultra Spectrum because they have almost 57 truly CBD milligrams in there. Then you've got about 25 milligrams of all of the other cannabinoids, and then you're looking at about 8.5 milligrams of THC. So these are really hitting home for people like with pain and fibromyalgia and just really needing that good quality night's sleep. I think these are really proving themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're blood orange flavor, so they taste good too.
Yeah, and it's it's really the proprietary blend that makes the difference. So
Right.
So for those of you needing the real thing,
Yeah.
the real thing is just going to be the same thing but harvested from the marijuana plant, but I don't.
Again, it's the same
I
plant.
I don't see dispensaries that are supposed to be on the medical side of the wellness thing really advocating these proprietary blends.
Right. They mostly just advocate the flower.
Yeah. How much flower can we get? How strong can we make the THC?
Right.
Which I don't think is a huge medical benefit. If you need more than 20 milligrams of Delta 9 THC in your system, man, you probably have a serious problem.
Right. And yeah, that's a bit much. I am a lightweight. I'm like 5 milligrams. I'm good.
Yeah. Unless you're, and don't get me wrong, if you're a regular user and need it for appetite stimulation because you're undergoing cancer therapy, yeah,
Yes.
okay.
I totally agree.
Get it.
Yep. Totally agree with that.
But just for the everyday user, if you watch your tolerance and don't just live your life as a stoner, which for those of you who didn't hear the podcast, we did do a podcast on that. You can do pretty well on not that many milligrams.
Right.
Not only that, but you get the advantage of a price, knock on wood, that currently doesn't suffer the taxes that are
because they
killing
are
the cannabis
hemp-based.
industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, killing the cannabis industry. It's basically like the cannabis, the equivalent of shadow banning to the cannabis industry.
Pretty much.
It's taxed so high that no money can be made.
No, and don't get me wrong, I am more worried, more so now about the 2023 Farm Bill than I have been in the past, mostly because there are some key players that are wanting to ban Delta 8 and completely disallow it. And one of those key players is running for the next governor of Kentucky. And it is a shame that they would even try to eliminate that commerce and how the farmers can make money off of this out of the hemp plant. But then again, you've got that cannabis companies, they are against it because people are coming to stores like ours that can get the same damn product at a cheaper price without all the taxes to it. So you've got these...
And without having to drive to a different state.
Exactly. Or get a medical license.
And break the law when you drive it back in.
Exactly.
All it needs is that little marijuana sticker.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you're at a shop that's not ours, you might want to look for that. Because I saw that at a store the other day. I didn't say anything to the proprietor, but if it has that little that little marijuana leaf with the exclamation point on it, it's from marijuana. And if you're not in a marijuana legal state, as stupid as that is, you can get in trouble for that.
Yeah. I think there are some hemp people that will still use that sticker because they're selling it in legal cannabis states, and those states absolutely require it.
Right.
So I don't want to say totally just go out on a limb on there. But yeah, it does make you want to question things.
It also says below it that this is a marijuana product in that case.
Some do. Right. Yeah, they absolutely do.
So if it has that, says below this is a marijuana product. If you're not in a marijuana legal state, you get pulled over with that, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
If nothing else, you're going to lose it.
Well,
it's going to be taken.
Yep. And you run such a risk of going to other states and bringing stuff back. You crossing that line into a state that's completely made all of it illegal. Like you're coming from Illinois and you're going into Indiana. You get in trouble in Indiana, you are seriously getting in trouble in Indiana. They are very, very anti there. They really are. At one point in time, you couldn't even have marijuana seeds on you. You'd be in big, big trouble. So you just got to be careful of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's, but again, going back to it, it is still the real stuff. Yes. Hemp and marijuana is the same plant.
Yeah.
The government is the one that divided it. So please, because whenever someone says that to me, I just look at them and I think to myself, you're ignorant, and I would be happy to educate you, but you are ignorant on the topic. And nothing that you say to me, I will just think you're ignorant. So, I mean, and that was really, might be a shorter podcast than normal, but that's really about all I had. I'm just like, it's just time to get educated, people. We've been doing this for such a long time, and we're still chasing and trying to change and eliminate that stigma that is on the cannabis plant in general.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that there's still so many people that believe, oh, we're selling snake oil or selling fake shit. And then others, oh, I only get it from Colorado, or I only get it from Michigan. it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Same stuff. So
I only get my gasoline from the Middle East. I don't mess with that Texas stuff. It's crap.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So just think about that next time you're like, oh, CBD is not the real stuff. Well, yeah, it is. And so is the Delta 9 that comes from it. And so is the Delta 8 that comes from hemp. So just keep that in mind next time. It does.
Yeah.
Well, what we sell does.
What we sell.
Yeah. 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 You got to be careful of that. Oh, and our gummies taste phenomenal, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there. They are not terpene laden with icky tastes. Yeah. Ours actually tastes really good. So I'm very happy about that. Of course, we had to sample everything.
You know what, though? And I just realized this. We need to do a podcast on terpenes.
We did.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we've done one. We've done one. We have done one.
I remember that.
Yeah, right.
Getting old.
But again, what are terpenes? They're scents and flavors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, some may have some medicinal properties.
We haven't done one exclusively on terpenes.
Because there's not that much to talk about it. All right. I mean, some may, if they are truly from the cannabis plant, but that's what gives the plant its scent. The hemp plant, the cannabis plant gives its scent. And there may be some medicinal properties. I'm not going to knock it. But when you are getting hemp products, you are not getting true cannabis terpenes because those cannabis terpenes are extremely hard to extract.
Right.
So
it's a blend of
it is a blend of artificial flavorings and scents.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. If you're out there and somebody's trying to push that on you.
Fun fact, did you know that the olfactory senses are the most provoking of memories?
Yes. Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
And we did have that conversation.
In the podcast?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, this is just a repeat.
But we did. Yeah, but just keep all that in mind. We're always here to help educate you and guide you. And whenever someone says, that's the fake stuff, I want the real stuff, tell them to come listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was about all I had, Matt. I mean, I just want people to know that, we're not selling fake products.
No.
Yep.
The hemp is legit.
Yes, it is.
And has a lot of benefits.
Yes, it does.
Including
even though we can't make
federally
claims.
legal.
Yeah.
No, that's a benefit. It's federally legal.
Very true.
And it's not taxed to death.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
I'm knocking on my wood head.
Yep.
So anyway,
yeah.
And think for yourselves out there, hempsters. If someone tells you it's not the real stuff, decide for yourself.
Exactly.
Because I'll take the Pepsi challenge to that shit any day.
Same.
Yep. And that's all I got as well. So.
Me too. So thanks for listening. As always, follow us on Facebook at 502 Wellness Center because they deleted our 502 Hemp Wellness Center page. Follow us on Instagram. Bitter. I know I am very bitter. I worked really hard to get that. I mean, we had almost 3,200 people, and now we're down to 500.
You know what you remind me of? Do you remember that scene in Fight Club when the Ed Norton character is speaking to Tyler Durden about how respectable his wardrobe was and how great his furniture was. And Tyler Durden says, polishing brass on the Titanic, man. So, DeeDee, you're polishing brass on the Titanic.
True. Anywho, thanks for listening to us. As always, send emails if you'd like, info@502hemp.com. And, as always, keep it hempy out there because it's the real stuff.
Peace.
Thanks. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Hemp and Happiness with the Hemp Queen
and Emperor.
Keep your mind ever open and expanding. Like, subscribe, review, follow us, all the good stuff. And
keep it hempy out there.